Chapter 7. Tuesday night was Taekwondo night. Twice a week they headed home from school, picked up dinner, and changed into their uniforms. When they arrived at the training center, they placed their food in the back room, and Alicia sat down and relaxed for the first time all day. She was safe here. This center was where she reclaimed her life. She had arrived broken, so scared that she couldn't even manage the master instructor touching her without pulling back. Her son was still growing inside her, and she knew she had to pull herself together to take care of him. Master Kang must have taken pity on her. Most of the time, Alicia was the only woman in the center. Often she was one of only a few adults on the mat. Master Kang had paired her up with the kids, knowing that the grown men caused her anxiety to spike. He never touched her, often demonstrating how to fix her form by using other students. Before Kenny was born, Master Kang let her know that one of the teenage black belts would watch her son when she was ready to come back to train. When he found out that she was having trouble making ends meet, he offered to let her help out with classes in exchange for training. She got her black belt, then her second-degree black belt. Now, after more than 8 years of practice, she was a 4th-degree black belt. Besides her son, it was the one thing that she felt like she had accomplished. Now she came in twice a week to take over the classes and give Master Kang some time to catch up on paperwork. She trained hard, and no matter what stress she walked in with, it was gone by the time that class was over. After tonight's last class, Alicia walked out to see Kenny laying on the waiting room floor with an iPad in front of him. He was lying between the few rows of plastic chairs that were set out for parents to watch the classes. It was a tight space for the 3 rows of chairs, but the majority of the space had been covered in red and blue mats for training. "Did Master Kang let you use his iPad again?" Kenny gave her his trademark grin and went back to watching the screen. "I hope you don't mind." Master Kang walked out of his office in the corner. It occupied just enough space for a desk and a few chairs. He had changed out of his uniform already and was now dressed in a pair of black jeans and a black t-shirt. The shirt was a little too tight and clung to his chest, toned from his years of training. He was older than Alicia by nearly 10 years, but she couldn't tell by looking at him. He could easily pass for his mid-20s. "You didn't have to let him." "I figure with all the help he does around here, it is the least I can do to pay him back." He grinned at her, the kind that made his entire face light up, and then navigated through the chairs to stand near her. They were close to the same height, but he still leaned down slightly to speak to her. "Besides, what kid wants to hang out here all day?" "I do!" Kenny yelled. He put the iPad down on one of the chairs and ran through the chairs, his own training making him extremely nimble for an 8-year-old. He threw a sidekick at Master Kang, which was easily avoided. Then the two moved to the mats to fake spar. Alicia watched them for a few minutes. They were laughing as they moved. Kenny ran around, then darted in close to try to use his shorter legs to land a kick. Before he could, Master Kang had his leg up to lightly push him away. Then it would begin again. "Okay, boys, time to put up the chairs." Alicia began stacking up the chairs. They stopped playing and began to help her. Together, they put away the chairs, vacuumed, and cleaned off the mats. "Are you done for the night?" Alicia asked Master Kang. "Almost. I have a bit more work to do, but if you are available, I could take you two out to eat." Alicia remembered their brief year of dating a few years back. She loved him in her own way, but she never felt butterflies or desire to do more than hold his hand. She had tried to make it work, but it was too much for her and not enough for him, so they broke it off. He had been with other women since who had felt threatened by their friendship, so they took a step back from that as well. Alicia missed having him as her best friend, but he deserved more, and she didn't want to stand in the way of that. "Thank you, but we already ate." "Well, that is at least a different reason than you gave me last week." "It's good to change it up." "If you wanted to change things up, you could take me up on my offer. It would be good for you to have a break." "This is my break." Alicia tried to smile. But as much as she liked Master Kang, she also didn't like this conversation twice a week. "Kenny, finish up. It's time to go." He was in the back room again, washing down the table and sweeping the floor, his regular nightly help. "He told me what happened," Master Kang said. "What do you mean?" "About your job." "Oh, even he doesn't know what happened." "He told me that you lost it." Well, yes, but it will be okay. Things have been doing pretty well here. I could use some extra help. I appreciate it. I do, but I turned in some applications today. I think I will be getting a call back soon. Well, the offer still stands. We are family, and I will always be here for you. Thank you, Master Kang. I appreciate it. Please call me Christian. How are things going with Bridget? We broke up a month ago. Alicia put her hand on his arm. I'm sorry. Why didn't you tell me? She looked at him, but when he didn't say anything, she finally understood. You broke up over me? She told me that I needed to choose between her and you. I told her that was like asking me to abandon my sister. But if you thought of me as your sister, then we wouldn't have a problem, Alicia said. Exactly. He pulled her towards him, and she rested her head on his shoulder. If it would be anyone, then it would be you, Alicia said. I know. I'm sorry I can't be what you need. He stepped back from their hug, moving his hands to the side of her arms. You are more than enough. You both are. You are perfect just the way that you are. Finished, Kenny said as he walked back in the room. The two adults moved apart from each other. Just remember that you have a job here if you want it. I know, Alicia said. She walked away to grab their stuff from the corner of the office. We should go. Kenny took his backpack from her and then reached up to take her hand. He turned around and gave Master Kang a small wave as they went to the door. At the door, Alicia paused. The Taekwondo studio was in a small shopping center, where all the other businesses had closed long ago. There should only be 2 cars in the parking lot, except tonight there was a third. It was a black SUV, similar to the one she had seen earlier in the day. It was parked a few spots over from her car. Is everything okay? Yes, I'm sure it's nothing. There was just another car in the parking lot. It looked like a car I saw earlier, but I'm sure I'm wrong. It has been a long day. Christian walked up to the window and looked out. Let me walk you out just to be sure. He waited until Alicia stepped back and then went outside. He stopped and stared at the car, which chose that moment to reverse out of the spot and leave the parking lot. Maybe I should take you home, Christian said. Alicia and Kenny had followed him out of the center and were standing beside him on the sidewalk. I think you scared him off. Imagine how terrified they would be if you were still in uniform. Besides, I need our car. She started walking with Kenny towards their car. While she helped her son into his seat, Master Kang came and looked over their car. She shut her son's door and paused before opening her own. What are you looking for? I want to make sure they didn't do anything to your car. You know nothing about cars. How would you know? She let out a small laugh. He walked over to her and went to put his hand on her arm, then stopped himself. Will you text me tonight when you get home, just to make sure you're safe? Yes, I promise. See you Thursday, he said. Thursday, Alicia said as she opened her door and got inside the car. As she pulled out of the parking lot, she saw him standing on the sidewalk watching them. When are you just going to marry him? Kenny asked. What? Where did you get that idea? You like him, right? As a friend, why do you think we would get married? I don't know. It would be kind of nice to have a dad. Why not, Master Kang? I'm sorry, Bud, but I'm not getting married anytime soon, so you are going to have to deal with just me a little bit longer. Don't worry, Mom. You're enough. When they arrived home, Alicia made sure to let Christian know they were safe. She thought back to what it was like to go out with Master Kang, to have him hold her hand and kiss her goodnight. As much as Alicia enjoyed being with him, she didn't think she wanted that kind of relationship with anyone. But was that just another way that she was letting Kenny down?